Who else is excited? I saw this on the Trend Mood post. I immediately was like, yep, I need it. I'm gonna buy it. I have not bought a Tarte palette in a long time. So I'm really excited to get into this with you guys. I'm doing a demo, swatches, and then I will end with my final thoughts. Okay, editing Chelsea here. So for whatever reason, my camera decided to cut this part out, but I want to let you know that the palette that I bought was in the fair to medium shade range, but they do have another palette that is for tan to very deep. So I just wanted to let you guys know that it does come in another color wave. Also, I am very fair right now, and I do feel like it worked for me, but also I do feel like the shades within the palette are going to work for me very well when I am tanned. I do get tan in the summer, and I do self-tan sometimes. However, right now I'm pretty darn fair. Now, it does look like this is exclusively on the Tarte website. I will have it linked below if you want to shop. Of course, it's much appreciated if you do choose to use my links. That does help support me, and I thank you very much. So, without further ado, let's get into some swatches. I first wanted to give you guys a nice up-close look at the palette. You really can see how incredibly dewy these cheek products are. So this is them swatched out with the flash on, and then we have the flash off. You really can see the dew when the light hits it. And then here we have the top row of the eyeshadows, followed by the bottom row. Alright guys, let's get into a little demo of this. I think I'm going to start off with the face. Now, I did swatch these already, and the creams are very dewy. By the way, there is a little shield from the shadow. I did see that in a lot of the comments on Trend Mood, that people were just worried that there wasn't a plastic piece to help protect the creams, and there is, so that's good. I'm going to go in with a brush first. On swatching, these are very dewy. You can see it there, very dewy, and they felt and looked a little bit sheer. So I think I'm gonna have my best success with a brush. So we're gonna go into the contour first, and I'm gonna use my IT Cosmetics, I think this is called Heavenly Luxe Complexion Perfection brush. And I'm just gonna dip right in. By the way, I am wearing Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. So it definitely has a dewy finish. Ooh, but I like this. By the way, guys, if you can hear my heater, I am so sorry. It was literally negative 18 Fahrenheit this morning, so there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not turning off my heater. I hope that doesn't bother you too much. Let's try it again on this side. Honestly, it's applying really easily with a brush. This does have a bit more of like a reddish undertone, I would say. It's kind of reminding me of the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand in terms of shade. Fire on the forehead. Honestly, so far it's applying really easily, and I feel like because this formula is a bit more on like the dewy sheer side, it's gonna be great for more natural makeup days, but like at the same time I feel like I could totally go full glam with this. Like I think it's gonna be kind of versatile. I'm just taking what's left on my brush and applying it to my neck. We have to try this on the nose. I've just taken it on the other end of that brush. I'm just going to lay it down like this first, and then I'm going to go over it with my sponge. Just blend that out. I think that looks nice. What do you guys think? I really love the glow that it has. I feel like I need to blend that a little better. But yeah, I do like the dew. I think it looks really pretty. It's very youthful looking. Okay, for real, like the skin is skinning. I really like this. My skin looks so nice. We have to try the blush. So we've got two shades here. We've got pink and peach. I think I'm gonna try and use both of them. We'll see how it goes. I think I'm taking my Luxie 532. I don't know if they make this anymore. If they do, I'll try and link it. But it's just a nice sort of dense brush. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the pink first, and I think I'm gonna try and apply that. You know what? These are actually applying so much more pigmented than I was anticipating. Like the swatches really made me think that they were gonna be really sheer, and they are to a point, but it kind of is nice. Like that went on a lot better than I thought it was. I really thought it was a formula that I was gonna have to like build up, but I'm really not feeling that I have to. Okay, let's go into peach now. I'm just going to take it on the same brush. I'm just going to apply that more towards the top just to get an idea of what it looks like. I do feel like I need to blend this just a little bit more. Taking my sponge that I used for foundation and going over all the edges just to make sure nothing looks too harsh. Okay, y'all, this is how the complexion products look. Honestly, I am not mad. Like, this looks really youthful and dewy and glowy. We're gonna test out the eyeshadow. So I think I'm just gonna first set everything with this Pearl shade. Pat out my concealer here. Just gonna take that all over just to help set everything, make sure we don't have any patching. Peachy beige, and I'm gonna use that as my transition color. The mattes on these swatched amazing, so I'm really not anticipating any problems with them. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about the shimmers on the eye. They are sort of that like gelée sort of a formula, so we'll see. This shade is beautiful though, I really like this. But you know what, I told you the wrong shade. That was the shade Rose. I'm gonna go to the shade below it, which is called Peachy Beige. This one here. A mid to deep toned brown shade. And I'm just gonna build that on the outer V. So far, I'm not experiencing any patching or anything like that. It's all blending beautifully. My main concern when swatching the shimmer shades was I'm not sure how they're gonna pick up on a brush. So I'm gonna take this Wayne Goss 06 brush. I don't think this is still available, but let's see if we can pick it up. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade, you know what, let's try Rosy Copper. It's sort of got like a blue shift to it. We'll see how it's picking up. This is a really good expensive brush. So if this doesn't pick it up, I'm not sure. Yeah, see, it's not picking up like the best. We'll see. Let me see if I can get it on my lid. Yeah, see, it's like not really picking up on the brush. So let's try with a finger. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that I love the shimmer formula. It's just really hard to pick up. I try and show you guys, but it's like I'm pressing in there really hard, like pretty darn hard. And it's one of those formulas that kind of just like packs down on itself and then doesn't pick up the best. The shimmers are not my favorite. Only two that I'm not super concerned with was this one and this one, because those swatched a little bit more wet and I felt like I could pick it up a little bit better. So maybe we should try one of those. The shade Ginger on a brush here. Let's see if that picked up at all. I'm just gonna try and apply it on this outer edge here. It picked up a little bit better than that other one, but still not great on the brush. Definitely better than the other one. You can definitely see that there's pigment being deposited. Take Cherry Blossom now, and I'm just going to apply that right here. Yeah, these are just not applying well to the lid. Like, I'm having to really try. I'm gonna take Pearl, which is that lightest shimmer in the palette. I'm gonna see if I can just tap that over. Okay, this one is applying nicely. This one might be saving it. And that's sort of saving it. It's bringing it to life, and it is applying nicely. So that one is nice. Dark brown matte in the palette. Try and use that as like a shadow wing. I'm just gonna clean up this edge with a little concealer. Ilia mascara. All right, let's get into my final thoughts about this brand new palette from Tarte. So I really love the creams. They're really, really dewy though. So if you are someone who does not like that, definitely stay far away from this because these are certainly juicy. They are dewy. A little plastic closure over it, which is great. I know that a lot of people were concerned about that when I was reading comments over on like the Trend Mood post. So, truly impressed with the creams for my normal to dry skin. I really, really enjoyed those. Felt like they had enough pigment to give me what I wanted out of the palette, but they weren't over the top. I felt like they were really easy to blend, and just, yeah, overall I was really happy with those. Which kind of surprised me, honestly, looking at the swatches and like upon, you know, just getting my fingers in there, I was kind of expecting them to be a little more sheer than they actually are. And I was expecting to have to build them up, but really I didn't feel that way upon application. Okay, now for the eyeshadows. So here's the thing. I do like the mattes. I think the mattes performed wonderfully, but the shimmers that I tried today, The only one that really applied well was this one here. What is it called? Ginger. And this one again and this one are the only two that I'm really not concerned about. Those were they had a little bit more moisture to them. So, sorry, my light keeps dying. So they did pick up a little bit easier, but the other ones, they're like that. I hope you know what I'm talking about when I say, okay, we're just gonna have to live without that light. But I hope you know what I'm talking about when I say that they sort of like compress down on themselves and almost get like hard pan when you try to get them out of the pan. Not my favorite formula. This one did apply okay, this pearl shade. I sort of use that as like the topper over the middle, and it was okay. It's definitely not like a favorite of mine. So I think the mattes were great, but man, y'all, I'm a little disappointed with the shimmers, which does bum me out. I'm gonna continue to play with it, and it's definitely workable. I will say that. Like, I do like the eye look that I came up with. Like, it's very pretty. I don't mind how this looks at all. I think it's gorgeous. However, I just had to work a lot harder at it than I'm used to. Quite frankly, and a little harder than I would have liked. So I am a little bit disappointed with the shimmers. Overall, love the face palette. Not so sure about the eyeshadows. I do think I need to give it a little more time. I need to play with it a little bit more. Yeah. So that is what I think about the brand new Maracuja Juicy Eye and Cheek palette. I feel like that is such a mouthful. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Are you planning on picking this up? Have you picked it up and tried it? What are your thoughts? Let's start a conversation in the comments. That is it for now, guys. I will chat to you later. Bye.